Hi, I'm Rob Ondo along with Joe Pickett. This is Sports Scene. Joe and I are here today at the beautiful new Fort Hammer Park rowing facility. Joe, this place is unbelievable.
It really is, Rob. It's a fantastic facility, and in the background, we can hear some of the noises from the kids out there, who are getting ready to go out and practice today. But on today's show, along with a lot of great things that these kids are going to bring, we have Cindy Turner out here from Manatee County Parks and Rec. She's the director. It was her vision that put this whole complex together in less than 7 months. We have David Gustinson from the EDC. And from our Economic and Development Program here in Manatee County. David works very close with Paul Blackheader down in Sarasota on that whole Benderson complex down there, and he's just done a fantastic job with that. And also on the show today we'll have Commissioner Chappie, and of course Commissioner Chappie kind of champions the sports programs here in Manatee County, and he's out here to talk to us today and let us know about some of the great things that people that he's been meeting with, as well as some of the great things that are going on. So it's going to be a fantastic show. So
stay tuned for more exciting action on Sports Scene.
I'm here today with Commissioner John Chappie, and we're at Fort Hammer Rowing Facility. And John, tell us a little bit about how this happened.
Well, it's pretty amazing. It's been a real whirlwind out here at Fort Hammer. This whole thing has come together in less than 2 years, and then from actually picking out this particular site, it has taken less than 7 months to build what you see behind us here, and in less than 7 months to get these kids out here. My gosh, we have about 38 kids from Palmetto High School here and around the region that have started up the sport of rowing, and the opportunities that this is going to bring for them, for scholarship opportunities to further their education and hopefully come back to our community and train and row here is unbelievable. We've been able to have Harvard here. We've had Northeastern here. We're going to have other schools that will come throughout the season. It's just a marvelous opportunity for our kids, for scholarships for our kids, and the economical activity that this creates with the hotels and the restaurants that this fills up. It's an amazing thing for Manatee County and the sports performance industry that is really blossoming here in the county.
Yeah, I couldn't agree or echo that anymore, John. I mean, we were, when you look here at the Fort Hammer facility and you see what the way that the kids behind us, are getting involved with this, and, you can tell for some of it's going to be a real passion.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And, when they brought Coach Harry Parker up the river on a boat to scope out this area, and he pointed over here and said, well, what's that? Well, that's a county park. Well, and from that point on, he goes, that's where I want it. That's where we need to have our training facility. And here it is. In less than 7 months, here it is. And what was really cool about it, too, is in our capital improvements projects for the county, we had already set aside about $680,000 in funds to work on this park. So it was an easy fix to get the funds to take care of this facility and put it into action. And the rewards are tremendous for Manatee County. And like I always say, for the youth of Manatee County, it's tremendous what we have here.
I couldn't agree more. And to be able to do this in 7 months to where we're standing here today, yeah. I can remember coming out after that visit, and it was amazing that there was nothing here.
Yeah.
And now there's a full building, and we've had multiple events, and now there's regular activities through the high schools. It's just fantastic. And I know it's your vision that had a lot to do with it, too, sir.
It's a lot of people's vision, and one of the tremendous things that happened here in Manatee County was the staff. The staff for Manatee County took ownership and pride in developing this facility in the short period of time, and without that it would have never happened. But it's because of the hard work work and the dedication that Manatee County staff, the people that put this thing together, their dedication is what really made this happen in such a short time. And they know it's about the future of our community, the future of our kids. This facility here and what's happening in this region is generational. It is generational. The impact that this has and is having on our community is just unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you, it's going to just be wonderful to see it grow and to continue to grow and see these kids move on through and come back and say, I trained here.
Yes.
You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. And they're gonna come back and they're gonna have their kids here and just like this. Look at this. 38 kids that have never touched an oar. Never touched an oar. And now because of this, the opportunities that are opened up for them to make another choice, to get that education, to get that scholarship. And you know, with the girls, with the Title IX opportunities, with the scholarships, these kids, especially the girls, are going to have tremendous opportunity to go to some of these maybe Ivy League schools or northeastern schools here in this country or anywhere in the country. You know, we went up to the head of the hooch for a huge head race 2 years ago, and there were over 8,000 student athletes at this race in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This last year, they had over 9,000 student athletes. We're planning on a head race here on the Manatee River in November-December time period. And it's going to start out small, but you know what? It's a beginning. But it's going to be, again, it's about those opportunities, recognizing those opportunities, and taking advantage of those opportunities. That's right. So, and we're doing it. We're doing it here in Manatee County.
You know, Commissioner, one of the things about the Fort Hammer Rowing Complex is the fact that just to the south of us, you know, is the wonderful Gustinson complex down there.
Absolutely.
And so it's really turned into a regional program for us.
Right. The Gustinson Park and the development of that to be the #1 world-class sprint course in the North American continent, actually in the Western Hemisphere, is tremendous. What we're developing here in the Manatee Sarasota community is a regional system with the full package. We have the sprint courses, and we also have the long 5,000 meter races opportunities for training here in Manatee County and in Sarasota. You know, you have the clubs in Sarasota County, and now as you can see back behind us, we have the clubs here in Manatee County. So yes, this is the full package. This is a regional system that we're developing here in Manatee Sarasota County. It is truly regional, and believe me, it is being recognized not just in Florida, but not just in this country, but it is being recognized worldwide what we're developing here in Manatee Sarasota counties.
Yeah, I know that there's been talk that, you know, there's going to be some bidding going on for some major world events coming up in 2015 or 2017. So that's all on the horizon for us.
Yeah, you're gonna see the NCAA championship races at the Gustinson Park, I believe, very shortly, and you're going to see world competition here, and who knows, someday we're going to see the Olympics here. You know, the Olympics didn't quite make it up in Tampa, and one of the reasons that I've been told is because they didn't have a facilities for the sprint rowing down here. Mm-hmm. We have it now, and we have the training down here. So, like I said, we have the full package down here that we're developing. So.
We're joined here with Dave Gustinson, and Dave has had a tremendous impact here in the area, especially shouldering, okay, and bringing to light this wonderful rowing program that we're enjoying right now. We're out here at Fort Hammer today, but Dave, you've had so much to do from the start with the Gustinson project. I was wondering maybe if you'd give us a little bit of an insight of how this road's been.
Well, thank you, Joe. It's been a great partnership between Manatee and Sarasota counties, and certainly all the facilities in the community, in the region, and the future facilities. And in fact, today I was just at a meeting down at Sarasota where FISA has arrived. And Svetlana is helping us design the Gustinson facility, the 2,000 meter course, where it will be the #1 world renowned course in the world. She's been in charge of all the other facilities around the world. The New Zealand facility, the Worlds were just held there this past year, and we're honored to have them in town to help us design that facility. And it's certainly tomorrow morning our goal is to have them view the the long training course as well as the Fort Hammer facility, and they're going to come up here and tell us more things that we can make this just a better and better facility for the region.
That's just fantastic. Now, this facility here where we're at today, this plays a big role, right, as a complementary role with the Benderson project as well as what's going on downtown Bradenton. Is that not correct?
It does. They all work in concert together. The long course right here is you have upwards of 10,000 meters to 20,000 meters, and that's what the coaches like to do. And then they have opportunities to go down to the Nathan Benderson facility, which is a 2,000 meter course. It's a sprint course, and then that way they can actually, at that facility, they can go through the timing and specifically stroke by stroke. But here they actually build up the endurance on this training facility on the Manatee River.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, you've had a lot to do with bringing the coaches down, the Harvard coaches and the other coaches from, I know the group has, but you've been involved very heavily.
It's been another concerted effort where everybody has been working with them, and and then Harvard was certainly here, 180 athletes, and great economic impact to the community. And actually one of the rowers on the Harvard crew went back and she works on the newspaper and wrote an article, and the quote that I love from that article was, "We were treated like rock stars." And I responded to that article, and I told her, that's what we all work so hard for, day in and day out, to have a facility like this so that they could come down here and know that they were treated like gold.
I'll tell you, that's been the way we've been with sports here in Manatee County all these years, and we've always over-delivered and always made sure that everybody left here with a great impression on the community. I know you know that, Commissioner, and we've always worked hard. I know we're going to be talking to Paul Blackketter. Paul's a great cheerleader for this program as well, and it's exciting because we have the first event coming up in Sarasota in just a few weeks.
Yeah, February 26th, the Nationals, yes. And actually, the beauty of that is our local Palmetto High School Rowing Club will be at that facility and competing on February 26th.
No kidding. Now, see, I didn't know that.
We're going to be cheering them on, too.
Oh, you absolutely.
Yeah,
huh? That is just fantastic. Well, go Palmetto. That is great news, huh?
Go Palmetto.
That's right. We're here with Cindy Turner, Director of Parks and Rec here in Manatee County. And Cindy, tell me a little bit about your involvement and this great thing that you did. My gosh, I can't believe what we're looking at here today.
I was introduced to this project, I would say about 6 months ago, and Dave Gustinson along with Paul Blackketter were looking for a place that we could complement the beautiful training facility down in Sarasota. And we knew we had this earmarked for a future rowing facility. We had no idea it would be of this magnitude. We were thinking a nice rowing community for the public. And as you can see, with all the effort that has come forward with this partnership with Sarasota, we have this beautiful 8,000 square foot rowing facility that we constructed. Also this pavilion and restroom building, if you can probably see this here behind me, in this beautiful wooded setting. I would be remiss if I didn't point out that we were blessed, or should I say fortunate, to already have this property here. I know when Coach Harry Parker from Harvard came down the river, he said this is the place we want to be. So we were just fortunate that we're sitting here on this diamond in the rough. We have a boat ramp that already exists. We have a beautiful fishing pier, and this certainly complements those efforts. There's lots of parking here and picnicking for the community to come out as well. We wanted to make sure that we didn't impede the existing boat ramp or the fishing pier, and to allow both activities to go on simultaneously and not compete with one another, but complement one another.
Oh, it's just a beautiful, beautiful area. If you haven't been out, you need to come out and just explore this area. I also understand that there's a lot of acreage around this area that we also are in charge of, you're in charge of, that we can utilize in the future.
Yeah, just to the east of this property, we also have another 180 acres that Manatee County owns for a future park. And from this, we like to look at this as our phase 1, and we certainly hope and plan to grow from here.
Hi, my name is Trish Jackson. I am the head coach for Palmetto Rowing. I have been rowing myself for about 15, 16 years, and I have been coaching for about 13 years. I was more or less a consultant for the county when they started to build Fort Hamer rowing facility up here, and it came about that really it would be ideal for a high school program to get started, and so I kind of jumped into that. What is behind us is an 8-man boat. There are 8 rowers and 1 coxswain. The coxswain sits in the stern of the boat, and he is the one that is responsible for steering the boat and giving direction to the rowers as far as in a race, where their competitors are in the race, how far they have to go before they're at the end of the race, how far they're into the race, kind of repeat the coach's race plan to the rowers. It's been said that the coxswain is the brain and the rowers are just the brawn. An announcement was made at the school. They had an open enrollment at lunchtime. We had over 50 signatures, which was kind of mind-boggling, that wanted to get some information on it. Then we had a meeting, and we had about 40 athletes come out and just check out what we had to say about rowing. And from that 40, we've got approximately, if they all showed up at one time, approximately 36 to 38 athletes that row. These are boys and girls. Unfortunately, the ratio right now is 2 boys to every 1 girl, so we need more girls out here. This is an awesome sport for both male and female, but right now, because of Title IX, it is a great opportunity for female rowers to continue on their education with the benefit of a rowing scholarship. The response has been overwhelming. It amazes me, actually. The county's support by allowing us to row out of this beautiful facility is unremarkable in itself. We have had volunteer coaches. In fact, every coach that is here is a volunteer coach. So there speaks volumes about the community effort. We have 16 beautifully painted oars because of a local body shop by the name of Baker's that volunteered their time and their paint to help us paint our blades. We've had a canvas shop actually fix our slings for us at no cost to us. We've had an even bigger, beyond our county support and outreach by a Hollywood actress by the name of Jane Lynch and her wife, who donated a total of $15,000, $5,000 being ergs, rowing machines that we use to train and measure our athletes' strength and ability and aerobic conditioning. And then they've thrown in, if we can match $5,000 of that $15,000 donation, they in turn will then give us another $5,000 donation. It is huge. It's typically unheard of. The one thing that is unique with rowing is not only is it a beautiful sport, it is a very on the onset an expensive sport. The equipment is very expensive. The 8-man boat that you're looking at is typically brand new, anywhere between $38,000 and $48,000. The blades that go with that, which would be 8 blades, would be $5,000. The 4 that is walking out on the water right now is a boat that would cost anywhere between $24,000 to $28,000, and again, blades that would match that would be to $2,500. So the equipment is very expensive, and Jane and her wife recognized that I had an overwhelming response from athletes, and I did not have seats to actually, I guess, get the rowers on the water. So they saw that and decided that they're going to do something about it. So they championed us and have given us money to afford another boat. A coach typically looks for athletes that are coachable, ones that are willing to listen, one that give 100%, one that are self-motivated. When I started coaching Palmetto High School, the athletic director, Kenny Ansbro, told me that I would never, ever experience a group of athletes like I would from Palmetto High School. And I've coached for 14 years, and my response is right. But when I actually met these athletes, I saw exactly what Kenny Ansbro was talking about. These kids are an exceptional group of kids. I've never worked with such a impassioned group of athletes for a brand new sport. Well, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. Our goal is to participate, but because of our limited equipment, the average time on the water for each of the athletes at the max right now is about 4 times. So we are going to be, if we do this race, competing against other athletes that have been on the water since August. So we are at an extreme disadvantage. So we're taking this week to actually evaluate our athletes to see if they are ready to go out and race. The last thing you want to do is put an athlete in a situation that not only could they possibly hurt themselves, but the equipment or other athletes, because it is such an aggressive sport. It's a non-contact sport, but it's a very aggressive sport. And, you know, it takes the coxswain to be able to steer a straight course, but if your rowers aren't pulling equally, then it sets up a whole nother challenge. So we've got to be able to make sure that they are safe competitors as well as strong competitors. I have no doubt that they have the strength. I just want to make sure that we can go straight. Oh, I see that we'll be winning some state championships in the very near future.
Straight down the keel of the boat. Get that outside shoulder up. You're collapsing down on that oar handle towards me. Nicely done, Chris. Nicely done. Okay, now back in starboard. Starboard grid. Okay, wane up.
Welcome back to Sports Scene. We're here with the Palmetto High School rowing team and Coach Trish. Coach, can you tell us a little bit about the team and who we have with us today?
Yes, this is actually a portion of our team. We have a 5-person boat on the water, a 4 with a coxswain on the water, and we also have an 8 standing in the water with 8 athletes behind us. So what you're looking at is just a portion of the team. Let me introduce you to my captains. I have Hunter, who's directly beside you, Anthony, who's sitting here in front, and Jamie over here is our other captain. We have one more captain, and she's on the water rowing.
Now, how did you decide who the captains were? Was there a big test they had to go through?
Yes, no. No. Actually, what we had them do is write an essay and tell me why they felt that they would be a good representative to be a captain for Palmetto Rowing. It was a really hard decision because I didn't know any of these athletes, so I had to go basically based on what they have written down, and everyone that turned in an essay did an amazing job, so it was a very difficult decision. But this is the group that we selected for captain. I'm fortunate enough that the guys that were not selected for captain still step up and behave as though they were captains, so I'm very fortunate with that.
Sounds like truly a team sport in that sense.
It is absolutely a team sport.
Now, let me ask you, and I think I'm correct in this, this is the first high school program in Manatee County for rowing?
Yes, it is. We are the legacy of Manatee County rowing.
That's great. Now, I take it that there's a few seniors here in the crowd, and there might be some scholarship opportunities from this program?
There are seniors in this crowd. The captains are seniors, and then we do have one young man who is trying to pursue continuing on rowing in college, and that would be Mark in the front. He is looking at the men's team at UCF, so we'll be getting in contact with them.
Wonderful. Congratulations, Mark. Now, I'm going to ask a question for the 3 captains to answer, if you guys don't mind. I know Northeastern University was here, and the legendary Harvard program was here, and you guys got to witness them training and out on the water. Can you maybe tell us in a few words what that was like to watch that, and maybe if that was inspiration for the team? And I'm going to start with Jamie.
It was really cool to see all the famous teams out here and to see what we could potentially become in future years if the program continues to grow. It was really cool.
Hunter?
It was definitely interesting to see, you know, what we could become, because we were just starting out, so we really didn't have very much knowledge, and it was very cool to see, you know, what we could eventually earn up to and get to once we started getting better.
Did you get a chance to talk with them at all, or was it more just kind of viewing how they trained and everything?
There wasn't that many people. Like we mainly got to see them on the water. We, you know, tried to stay out of the way, respect them, but it was mainly just kind of viewing them. Didn't really talk to very many of them.
And now, Anthony, I'm going to pass the mic down to you so I don't come over your shoulder here.
All right. It was pretty remarkable to watch how talented they were and to see, like they said, what we could become if we stayed with it.
Can you tell us what the training regimen's like and maybe how that helps them with the rowing?
I have been told that the training regiment that they have gone through up to date is probably the toughest training regiment they've been through. I have Emily, who does volleyball right now, and actually I believe they are just going on to another tournament, correct? And Brooke is off the soccer team. Their season is over with. Chris just got done with wrestling, And I've got a tennis player right behind us, Chris, and Robert just came off of wrestling as well, and Ethan came off of wrestling. So we've got quite a few athletes that have done dual sports, but I still think that the rowing training that they've had is superior.
We're here at this beautiful Fort Hammer rowing facility. What do you think this brings to the community as well as your high school?
It brings a great opportunity for this community. We have the opportunity to bring national teams down here to train on this beautiful waterway. The Manatee River is a beautiful waterway that's been underutilized. It's a great environment for rowing. Only in Florida can you row year-round. Everyone else has to get off the water because it's too cold. Hence Harvard coming down and training. So economically it will definitely have an impact when we have all these teams coming down to visit. It is also a sense of pride for the community to have this facility here, to have Palmetto High School, the legacy of rowing in Manatee County, come here and train. Our hope is that eventually the other schools will jump on board and we'll have all the high schools here, you know, training and competing against each other.
Well, it's a wonderful story. Congratulations on the program. Thank you to everybody here with the rowing team. We have one last thing to say. Anthony, can you take us away?
Go Tigers!
Joe, great day here at the Fort Hammer rowing facility. A special thanks to Coach Trish and the boys and girls from the Palmetto High School rowing team. What a great program they've got going. Commissioner Chappie was here, Cindy Turner from Parks and Rec, Dave Gustinson from the EDC, Charles and the crew from METV. Couldn't do it without you guys. This is an exciting operation taking place. I can't wait to see the events coming down at Nathan Benderson Park as well, the training up here. It's going to be a great year for rowing for Manatee County.
It's unbelievable, Rob. It's just so exciting to be involved with this and to think it's all right here in our backyard. I mean, and hopefully a lot of the folks who are looking in today are going to, you know, come out and visit Fort Hammer as well as be out here and watch what a great job these kids are doing. It's just fantastic. It really is.
For Joe Pickett, I'm Rob Ondo. This is Sports Scene.